The United Nations Security Council has ignited a new diplomatic firestorm after approving a United States-drafted resolution backing President Donald Trump's Gaza peace plan, a move that has been met with immediate and forceful rejection from Hamas. The resolution, passed with a 13-0 majority and abstentions from Russia and China, establishes an international stabilization force that will enter Gaza under a UN mandate with the objective of overseeing security, supporting reconstruction, and facilitating the disarmament of Hamas and all other armed factions. Trump hailed the vote as a historic endorsement of what he calls his Board of Peace, a new body he says he will personally chair to guide Gaza's transition. But the plan's unveiling has widened global divides and sparked intense questions about sovereignty, legitimacy, and the future of Palestinian political aspirations. Within hours of the vote, Hamas issued a blistering denunciation, describing the resolution as an attempt to impose foreign trusteeship over Gaza. The group argues that any international force tasked with disarmament cannot be considered neutral and that its mandate threatens Gaza's defensive capabilities and political autonomy. Hamas leaders made it clear they would surrender neither weapons nor authority, framing the UN's approval as a violation of the Palestinian people's rights and an effort to reshape the territory's political landscape without the consent of its residents. Their rejection underscores a deepening rift between Gaza's leadership and the international community, which is now moving to implement a plan that Hamas says fails to meet even the basic demands of Palestinian self-determination. Russia and China, while not blocking the resolution, used their abstentions to voice sharp concerns. Moscow warned that the text leaves Palestinian statehood largely undefined, risking long-term damage to prospects for a two-state solution. Russian diplomats criticized what they called a blanket endorsement of a plan with insufficient guarantees for fairness or the protection of Palestinian political rights. China echoed these apprehensions, arguing that the proposal leaves Palestine barely visible and insisting that any durable peace must prioritize local ownership, full sovereignty, and meaningful participation from Palestinian representatives. Their statements highlight a growing geopolitical divide over how Gaza should be governed and who should shape its future. Diplomats across the region and beyond are now grappling with major unanswered questions about how the Board of Peace will operate, how authority will be transferred during the transitional period, and whether the stabilization force will be accepted by the population it is meant to protect. Supporters of the resolution argue that international involvement is necessary to break cycles of violence and rebuild institutions. Critics warn that if the force is perceived as intrusive or partisan, it could inflame tensions and trigger new confrontations on the ground.